obviously you live a busy life.
Yeah.
So, you know, you're touring, writing, recording. So what do you do to unwind in your spare time?
Well, it's normally a case of fast cars, you know, because when you're on the stage and you give off so much energy and you kind of feel drained when you come off there. So I think the way that I've always unwound, since I was a little kid, I was into anything that goes. So, you know, I tend to jump in the Ferrari and drive quickly or sit up or eat.
Eat?
Eat. Anything. I'll eat anything and everything. And tonight I'm going to have fish and chips, battered. Lovely beer batter fish and chips.
It's a well-known fact that you own exotic cars. So what are you driving at the moment?
Well, I've taken delivery of a G500, which is the only hand-built Mercedes in the world. It's the G-Class off-road vehicle. And it's the best off-road vehicle in the world. And they've put I had one before. Now I'm in the country and all that. And they've put a V8 engine in it. They put a new S-Class engine in it. So that's what I'm driving at the moment.
Really? You still have Ferraris?
Oh, and I still have the F40, the 355, the 330 GTO, which is an old 1964 Ferrari, and the 550 Maranello, which is Mamma Mia, Bella Bella. And that's the main thing. I've got an Aston as well, an Aston Martin DB5, and that's about it. And then the 600 limousine, which is
that's the old Merc.
The old Merc I showed you earlier. Yeah. And that's basically it. You know, I mean I don't drive them every day, and it's a costly business, you know. And every time you put 3,000 miles on that Ferrari, it's going to be serviced and tyres, and do you know what I mean? So, and it's also a dangerous business because of the speed limit they have these days and all the rest of it. So.
Dangerous for your licence, you know.
Absolutely, yeah. All those cars are licence losers straight away. Not a problem. And I've lost mine twice.
Right.
Once for I've lost it 3 times. Once for a year, once for 6 months, and once for 42 days.
What was that for? Was it all for speeding?
All for speeding, accumulation of points, yeah. Which I'm not proud about. In any way whatsoever, I promise. Thank you, Judge.
Total regard for the law.
I have complete and utter disregard for the law. No, I'm a good boy, really. I'm a good boy. Not too bad. I mean, I used to be a bit of a hooligan. Well, not really. You can't be a hooligan too much on the public road.
No, definitely. Well, what's your favourite car at the moment that you own?
That I own?
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's the 550. It's a consummate, you know, front engine, rear-wheel drive car, and V12 engine at the front. Handling that's just out of this world, you know, and an incredible, outrageous top speed, and touching 200 miles an hour, which you're probably never going to get to, really, not on a public road.
No.
And it's just stunning, beautiful to look at, it's beautifully put together, and it's a proper piece of engineering, something that you'll cherish for life. And you have to, if you're going to buy something, you buy something that is going to look good in years to come. Yeah. That's the thing. The great thing about that car is in 10, 15, 20 years, and, you know, even if cars look outrageously good, it still has the ability, because that's what it's the whole thing, you know, about having any kind of vehicle is it's an aesthetic thing, how it pleases the eye, but it's also going to have the ability, and that's what a true classic car. And I mean, that's why I'm into classic cars. Classic cars can be modern day cars, you know.
Yeah.
Same as classic bikes or classic anything.
What was your first supercar?
My first would qualify as a supercar was the 355 GTS.
How did it feel when the day you took collection?
Oh, the day I took collection. Well, I had swapped it over. I had a 348 Spider, and so in terms of buying a car new, I bought the previous Ferrari I had before that brand new. And I mean, they had upgraded it. It wasn't the best handling Ferrari in the world, but that didn't matter at the time, you know. And the feeling of walking in there dressed similar to I am now, and the guy sort of looking at me half seriously. I said, "Oh, I really like that. I'd like to buy that." And he was sort of going, okay. But you know, I went ahead, and he was cool, and I bought it. And I must say, when I went and picked it up and drove it away, I was with my mate, and put the system on, you know, put the hood down. It was a sunny day, and we just went everywhere. It was a really great feeling, you know, the smell of the leather. It's not like having something new. It's unscratched, untarnished. It's just lovely.
Yeah.
But the 355 was special because I knew it was a supercar, and I knew it was a seriously capable machine, and the difference was phenomenal. You know, I mean, third gear in this thing is just ludicrous. Everything starts to just flash by.
What's the best thing you've ever bought in your life? What's the thing that you bought and thought, wow, what a feeling that gives me. I'm pleased I got that. Not specifically from the amount it cost or anything like that, but just the way it made you feel. What is the thing that...
It's this house.
Really?
Yeah.
I can believe it.
It's this house, yeah. It's this house and that garden, and yeah, that's the real thing. I mean, to be fair, you could take the rest away, and I'd be happy, you know. I would, because it's like, except my scooter, of course, that's a different ballgame. But the thing is, you see, how could I be able to hide the scooter? And they wouldn't really find it, and I'd have to have some means of transport, and it may well end up as that, you never know. But yeah, no, it was this house.
Now, what is it? You're saying it was the 355's your favourite, correct? What is it that sets that apart from all the rest of the supercars you've owned? You've owned Lamborghinis and all.
Well, yeah, I think that was the first one. I mean, it's set apart because it's the most capable car, really, in terms of a sports car that had been built up to that time. Because even the F40 it's extremely capable. What I'm saying is it's not so progressive. It's the V8 with a twin turbo that cuts in at 3,000 revs and gives it all to you then. And so it's like hang-on stuff. Of course, it's all stiff, but as a road sports car, 355, I mean, they've now brought out the 360, but the 355, in my mind, it was just a pinnacle. They had reached a point where somebody had made something that was progressive in its handling. And, and you could drive it at, well, I don't drive at the limit, but, it could be driven at a limit, and there was an envelope, and it was a progressive envelope, and you'd be able to actually work out what was going on. It was one of the first cars, I think, to do that. I mean, Aston Martins are wonderful, but you try and sling them around like a 355, it just doesn't work. You've got, 2.2 tons of inertia, good ones to go this way, hold on these 4 bits of rubber, it just doesn't compute, it's too heavy. So, but for excitement and sheer thrill and outrageousness, the Lamborghini, the SE30, Diablo SE30 was fantastic, but it was outrageous. I mean, it was flawed,
Yeah.
What happened, and this is what I mean. You go through different things, and people design things a different way, and you see what's flawed and what isn't flawed, and that's what interests me. And I'm interested in why is that better than that. Why is the Ferrari better than the Lamborghini? Because Ferrari have got 50 years of racing heritage, and Lamborghini haven't. That's your simple answer straight away. Same as Aston Martin, They make road cars, they're luxury road cars that look great, but form and function, this is what it has to be. It's particularly for me, and I like things that stand out. That's what I love about that scooter. I love it because it stands out, because it's been designed. It's been designed in an interesting way, In a sense, if you want to talk about the pinnacle of design, is the McLaren F1, and I would compare the way that thing's been put together with how the McLaren F1 is. I feel that it's in terms of design and in terms of function, but the way it does it as well, because the scooter is a very different set of criteria to something like a McLaren. But in terms of how special it is, if you got one on Christmas morning, you'd be a happy bloke, no matter who you were, wouldn't you? Because you go, wow, what's that?
Yeah.
I mean, the whole arrangement around the front wheel is beautiful, and then this overhang, with all these slats that holds the headlight. It's lovely, and the radiators. It's just a lovely way, the way it's been put together, and the way everything is just, the body is one separate part, and you've got all these pipes and metal. It reminds me very much of that McLaren.
Yeah.
All these different sets of everything is just little coloured bolts and, a little spring here, but it's all very McLarenish, the way it's been, very handmade and hand-built, and that's what comes over in it.
You have a reputation for fast driving, so what attracts you to this? Is it the acceleration or the out-and-out speed or the sensation of going round bends close to the limit? What's the thing about that?
Well, I think it's the control factor. It's the control. It's the flow. It's the flow. When you're driving and you're flowing and you're doing it right, and because it's an art form. You don't have to throw anything around, whether it's bike or car, or bus or truck, you know, if you can throw something around delicately and you know, and just with ease and just make it look easy, and you're flowing through the gears, and there's no jumping, it's not, you know, everything's controlled, and I like the way you have to be so alert, and you're taking in so much at once, but I like that, because I'm kind of one of those people that works better when I'm doing that. I'll leave my mic off, I work even better than that, and this is why I'm in demand all over the world, I can assure you.